And the boy gonna walk up to me and point to my ring finger and say, I'm gonna put something right there. I ignored him because who you talking to? How you know somebody ain't already trying to put something right there?
Have fun, okay? Because this is life. It's not that deep. I say this now, and I'm probably gonna have a whole think piece once I get home.
A few moments later.
It didn't go well.
A speed dating event that I am not excited about. This is actually my worst nightmare. But here we are, trying new things in 2025 in the name of IRL dating and deleting the apps. So here we go.
This is Drew, and I'd like to welcome you all back to another episode of Real Talk Today. Today, we're going to talk about why men see singles mixers as a pure waste of time. Let's get to it.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up
Good, but I am getting ready to go to another singles mixer because I don't really know why. I think that this is just my year of trying to do things that push me out of my comfort zone. And I am a very introverted, awkward type of person that does like flirting. I do like banter. I do like having good, stimulating conversation. And the last singles mixer I went to at this venue was pretty good. So I'm going by myself this time. I don't have my wing woman with me. And yeah, I think it'll just be fun. I will give you guys an update if you want one. But I'm not going into this with the mindset of finding somebody or having like any serious connection.
Now, see, this is where the BS starts right here. Why would you get yourself dressed up to go out to a singles mixer or whatnot, trying to meet somebody, and you don't expect anything to happen? If you didn't really expect anything to happen, you'd stay your butt at home like you've been doing and eating. That's what would be happening. This is somebody just trying to cover up her feelings or whatnot. So if she go out here and get her feelings hurt and nobody wants her or whatnot, she can like say, hey, I didn't want anything anyway.
I just want to get
out and talk to people and maybe learn something new and just have fun, okay? Because this is life. It's not that deep. I say this now, and I'm probably gonna have a whole think piece once I get home.
A few moments later.
It didn't go well.
Here we
It
go.
actually was kind of catastrophic for me. I will tell you why. I learned that I am just not competitive enough to go to these singles mixers.
I'm just not. So like I said, this was my first time going by myself. Normally I have my friend there as like a wing woman and a buffer, and that really helps me. But I am generally so anxious. Like it's just how I am. Like I can control it, but I'm just a very nervous person. So
Okay, let's stop right here real quick. This is not an ugly woman, don't get me wrong, but this woman is too young to be this big. I'm just being honest with you. I think she's just going out and she feels like basically she should be able to just show up and get this mythical man that most of these women are putting in mind that has never walked this earth. This woman is not trying to compete at all. She's probably a good 30, 40 pounds overweight or more or whatnot. And she just feels like she shouldn't have to do anything but show up. And it just doesn't work that way. You got to put in some effort.
So they had like these tables set up where people can like play card games, and I was at the table playing this game, and this guy comes and I thought he was so cute. For context, it's very rare that I see someone in person that's like, oh my god, like you're really cute. He was even standing next to me while we were playing the card game. We had light conversation, intro, my name is blah 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 blah. But then two other girls showed up that were like really bubbly and outgoing, and they started talking, and then it just progressed from there. And it got so bad, and when I say bad I mean good for them, that at some point I was just like, okay, I lost that one. And I did talk to some other guys there, and it was cool, like very cool, friendly conversation, but it didn't really go much further than that. It was always like a one-off, hi, my name is blah blah blah. And I understand that like flirting and like getting to know new people is a skill, and I'm gonna have to just keep trying it. But I also don't like the feeling of like competing.
I'm here to tell you right now, We don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Jerry.
What I tell you, she doesn't want to have to compete. She doesn't want to have to put herself out there, run some conversation, act like she has some personality, or act like she really even wants a guy. She wants to just show up, and the guy just basically just falls all over the guy of a dream, and it just does not work like that.
You're goddamn right.
To me, she gives off homeboy vibes, that's one of the boys, so to speak, She's not ugly, that's not what I mean, but as far as appeal or whatnot, she looks like she's probably in her mid-20s, maybe late 20s, I'm not for sure, but she doesn't look like anybody that's seriously trying to lock down any man of any value.
Competitive to me, because when you're in a social setting like a singles mixer where people are there for like common reasons, it becomes really apparent what like the stock is, like the food chain, you know what I mean? Like they're always going to be the hot items, the people that everybody wants to talk to, and if you fall outside of that list, you really have to know how to be a good conversationalist. And when I'm by myself, I'm not.
She's
and
learning.
It's just the L that I had to take. But y'all, I left feeling so defeated because I was like, oh my God, I had so much steam. I was so excited to just go out there and push myself, and I did not. I felt like I let myself down. Like, I didn't feel good at the end of it. I felt like
Well, at least she's learning, She's going to have to get, she says she's a introvert, so to speak, which is basically someone that doesn't like to go out, doesn't like to talk to people, doesn't like to socialize. You're going to have to go outside the house and put your best foot forward if you expected anything. And just like she said, she saw one guy that she thought was wonderful looking. And 9 times out of 10, if she thought he looked good, other women thought he looked good too.
a loser. I'm screaming. You said it feels like begging. It actually did at some point, just because the way the venue was laid out, there were just 3 big tables where people were playing games. And if you weren't already included at those tables from the moment that you got there, you were not getting let into the game. Like, at some point I tried to switch tables to go play something else, and I was just standing there and I tried to inch up because there are like several layers of people around the table, and nobody was like letting me into the game. Now, the last time that I went, people were like, oh, you want to play this game? Like, come play with us. Everybody was like really inviting and really friendly. But this time I was just like, okay, this is feeling a little too, I don't know, cliquish, high schoolish for me at some point. And I felt satisfied because I did push myself out of my comfort zone and I went by myself. But there was definitely a point in the night where I was like, okay, like, I'm not really getting anything out of this anymore, so I'm gonna leave.
Now, I want to take another look at this woman. Like I said, if you look at her face or whatnot, her features, she's not an ugly person. But even if she doesn't have a lot of conversation or whatnot, men are visual creatures first. And if somebody like this walks in, you know, kind of out of shape or whatnot, look like she doesn't have any type of discipline about what kind of food she puts in her mouth, doesn't hit the gym, you can look at, you know, her features, whatnot. She doesn't have any collarbone, anything like that, you know, and then she's coming in, it's kind of dry and laid back or whatnot. You're not going to attract any kind of man that's of value. She may attract somebody that, you know, doesn't have a lot of experience with women, or somebody just be happy to get any woman to show any attention to him. You know, maybe she can, you know, boil a bag of noodles or whatnot, you know, and have sex with him and he think he got something. But any man of any value that has been hurt a couple of times, you know, worked hard to get himself to a certain position or whatnot, this particular woman, like I said, she gives off homeboy vibes. She's not going to cut it.
A woman could come on this app and have the most mild opinion on dating. Like, literally, they could just be like, oh, I like it when a man holds the door open for me when we go out. And here come 55 unemployed men like clockwork. Bro, y'all don't be clocking into jobs, but y'all be clocking into this app every single day.
Lord.
Immediately start running that mouth. Oh, why should a man open the door for you? What do you bring to the table? Shut up! You don't even have a table. The only thing in your living room is a beach chair and a freaking PS4. Do not, oh my gosh, y'all be so annoying. It literally annoys me so bad because half the time, like, these women aren't even saying nothing crazy. They'll literally just be like, oh, this is what I like. This is what I prefer for my partner to do. And y'all are like, but. start talking about a damn table. You don't got money to buy a table. That's your problem. That's why you talking so much on this dang app.
I spend that time going to a dating scenario or whatnot, and all you're gonna get is a woman like this. Now, visually, this particular one, she looks a lot better. She's more in shape. It's probably genetics, because most of these women, they're not going to work out and try to keep themselves together. But she's masculine. She's loud. Any woman that clapping her hands and, giving all that bro and bruh and all of that stuff, that's a woman you want to leave her where she's at. If this is all that guys got to look forward to go to a dating app, as far as a mixer or whatnot, I understand why they say, hell no. Now, this next clip I got from a boy, More to Life video. And basically a clip of a woman that, on the one hand, she claims she wants a man, she wants something long term, but basically the men that she tend to attract, which is pretty much going to be her level, she doesn't want them.
I've been going to church long enough to know it's power in the things you say. Amen. I'm at work and the boy gonna walk up to me and point to my ring finger and say, I'm gonna put something right there. I ignored him, because who you talking to? How you know somebody ain't already trying to put something right there? I'm her. I am her. He said, hey, Zay, you heard me? I said, nah, what you say? By this time, he was way down the hallway, so I'm like, he ain't finna just holler. He said, I'm gonna put something right there. I immediately turned around and said, Father God, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. That is not my husband. He will not put nothing on my hand, God. And if that's the man you sent for me, come get him. God, come on, please come get him. I want a husband, God, but not that husband. Now, I already know who I want to be my husband, so make the one I want act like he's my husband.
Here's another example of a very masculine woman. I'm her, How you know somebody ain't already put her? No, nobody's trying to marry her. That's another dude right there. That is not somebody that you're going to be able to build anything with or take it anywhere. That's something going to get out there and you take it out to dinner, getting loud after you done spend hundreds of dollars on a meal or trying to do something special, whatnot. And she thinks she's the one that's going to run the relationship. And she has a typical attitude of a lot of these women right here. They say they want a husband. They say they want somebody to treat them right. They say they want to settle down. They say they want somebody traditional.
But that ain't the one I want, Give me a man, but not that one.
It's just utterly ridiculous as far as these women's standards, how hard they are. Now, I don't know the guy she's talking about or whatnot, but that particular attitude for her to come on with that type of arrogance, like she's more than what she is, that tells you why a lot of these women are going to stay single until they die.
I am her. He said, hey, Zay, you heard me?
Driving here, I'm realizing I actually really don't want to do this. Really don't. Like, everything in me wants to turn around and go home. Your hair just didn't turn out how you wanted it to, and parking was hard, and you're breaking out, and you're just kind of trying to find any reason you possibly can to go home. That's me right now. About to walk in here. I need to fix my attitude. Men act like the prize simply because we outnumber them. We outnumber them, like truly. Like in there was like 75 women and 10 men.
That's usually how it works. It's called supply and demand. If it's a whole lot of something and it's a little bit of something and the little bit of something is what's wanted by the whole lot, that's going to obviously drive the price up. It's like ice. If something were to happen and we didn't have any electricity or, whatnot, and it wasn't but one place in the whole city that could get ice, they can pretty much charge what they want because either you buy it or you get none. So that's when you got to make a choice. These women seem to be the ones going out here to these mixers desperate for somebody to help pay them bills or whatnot. It's not the men, obviously, because it's not but 10 men and there's 80 or 100 women. Obviously, the women seem to be in more desperation than the men are. Most guys not studying that kind of mess. Going there, get judged like that other woman said.
Tell mine I want a husband, but I don't want none of these guys.
I mean, how do you think a guy's supposed to feel, when he trying to put his best foot forward? He just looking for somebody to build a life with also.
It is not required of me to make your plate. right? Like,
Oh,
I am
my
not your
God.
mom. I'm not required to clean up after you. I'm not required to cook for you. I'm not required to do anything for you, right?
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Right? Because you did
So I'm
not
not
come out
required
of
to
me.
do
I'm not
anything
your
for
mom.
Who's paying your bills?
As a man, as a person, as a human being, you should have been taught life skills to be self-sufficient. It's not a
If Jesus can't save these hoes, why are you trying? What make you think you greater than Jesus, nigga?
requirement for me to take care of you. If I want to do something out of the kindness of my heart, that's on me.
Now, let me ask you, why does that pendulum swing both ways? If I want to pay the bills for you, I will. If I don't, I shouldn't have to. But when it comes to what women's responsibility is, they should not have to do anything. But they still want you to be traditional. They want you to pay all the bills. They want you to do everything. So all they got to do is just sit in the house and breathe. And men are not going for this foolishness. Come on now.
If I do not want to do it, I'm not doing it.
That sounds like being single.
How about you
Amen.
make my plate? How about I cooked? Why don't you say to me, babe, why don't you go sit down? I'm going to make your plate. How much would you like?
They completely skipped over the fact that you just cooked for them.
Right.
They don't give a
No.
Forget that you cooked. You also have to serve. So
Well, this is the prize that you get when you go out here to these dating mixers or trying to date someone in 2025. This is what you get. Woman that don't have to do nothing, don't want to do nothing, I don't owe you nothing, don't expect nothing because you ain't getting nothing. But I need everything from you. And who in the hell want to go for some mess like this? This woman right here, both of them, just useless as a tick on a dog's sack. Just useless, just nothing. This is just somebody that will get in the way. These women will set up prop up in the house and block a man, a good man, from getting a woman that will want to be there, want to cook and clean, want to contribute to the family. They'll just set in the way, and you bet not go out and get nobody else because she's setting up in the house where she's taking a spot where somebody else could have got.
Okay, here's where everything went wrong. Now, the event started at 6 o'clock. I will admit, I got there at 7:30. Maybe a problem, but the thing about it is the flyer said this is a mix and mingle speed dating happy hour. First of all, I don't even know that those words really go together, but to me, it felt like kind of a come and go as you please, so I didn't want to be the first one there at 6 o'clock. Showing up at 7:30 was also not the move, though, because when I walked in, it was packed. And what do you think I saw?
Sound like you should have got there early.
What do you think I saw? Exactly what I thought I was going to see. 80 women sitting alone. No men in sight. None.
Wow.
None. I promise you. I will overlay a video. There were no... I could not see one man outside of the people servicing tables at
It looked like a whole lot of big women in there, too. Oh, my God.
this place. So eventually I get the courage to go sit down with a group of girls at a table, and I'm like, yo, what the niggas at? Like, where are they? I know I'm late. Like, is there some sort of game going on where the men are in one room and the women are in another room? They were like, oh, girl, you just got here. You must not have heard. I'm like, what's going on? They're like, basically, about an hour ago, she came downstairs, took all the men, 10. Keep in mind, there's like 85 women and 10 men. She got the 10 men to choose the women that they wanted to come upstairs with them. So the 10 men out of 85 women chose 10 women. There would be like...
And as you see with the photo we were showing earlier, there's a whole lot of the big ones was left down there.
A level of disparity between the number of men and women, because speed dating tends to attract women and not necessarily men. So when one girl came downstairs from the 10-person thing, we were all like, girl, what's going on up there? She was like, oh, none of them are my type, so I just walked out. And they were like, well, we're gonna have to replace you. She was like, go ahead. Like, I don't wanna be up here. I was like, well, what were the guys like? Are they cute? She was like, girl, they're all underneath 5'9". She's like, and I'm 5'8", so I really only talk to men that are 6
Here we
foot
go.
up. I was like, point blank, period. I'm 5'9", so I'm the same way. Like, I really only talk to people above 6 feet.
Crazy.
So she was like, no, every single person was short. It didn't make...
This is another reason why these women are going to stay single. Instead of looking for a good guy, a real provider, somebody that's going to treat them right, cherish them, stay there with them when they get old or whatnot, they're looking for aesthetics, what something looks like. And It's pretty much the same rule with men and with women. When you just go by what something look like, usually you don't end up with a whole lot of nothing except an empty storefront with nothing inside.
Sense for me. And this entire like way that they're doing this isn't like interesting to me at all. So
see, this one was upset because first of all, you got there late. Doesn't sound like you were really interested in getting somebody anyway, because it's almost, I look at it like if it's 85 women, 10 men, I look at this as a sale where you're going to out just after Thanksgiving. You know, you can't wait until 12 noon and everybody been standing in line since 3 o'clock in the morning to get those first deals. You really want that deal, you really want something, you got to get up, get off your behind, and get on in there, swallow your pride. But it's too many women that are worried about what other women think of a man instead of finding the one that fits you. Brother seem to be the hot topic right now on your YouTube streets right now, as far as these dating venues where all these women are showing up and no men and this, that, and the other. I figure I put it on my channel also because there is a real problem. And until these women figure out that they're going to have to compete, first of all, you got to put in some effort, and you're going to have to act like you really want a man. Now, if you're looking for, 10%, guys, over 6 foot, over 6'2", with a couple $100,000, this, that, now they're not going to be at these type of situations. They have the pick of the litter of most of the women because everybody's looking for these guys. Why would they have to go to a singles mixer to find a woman when they're on their jobs or whatnot? A lot of these guys have women just throwing themselves at them. They don't have to go to a mixer to find a woman. These women, and in all honesty, any men that would basically give up their self-respect to go to one of these things, these are leftovers. They are not somebody that, can go out and operate in the public scene or whatnot and just get them somebody organically. So all of these, as far as these women and the guys that are in it, those are the leftovers. But this video is getting long. I don't want to get too long. I'm going to wrap it up right here, and I'll see you guys at the next one.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy.